If you want to know what mortgage points are and should you pay them, especially now in 2023, then you're in the right place. My name's Scott Hastings. I'm a loan officer based outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I help people get mortgages in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. So, full disclosure, this is the fourth take of this video. The first three takes, I've gone way too far into why mortgage rates are what they are, how they're traded, all that stuff. But that's another video. You just want to know, what are mortgage points? What do mortgage points cost? Are they worth paying, especially in 2023? So I'm going to keep it at that. One, what are mortgage points? A mortgage point, very simply, is 1% of the mortgage amount that you take out. So 1 point on a $100,000 mortgage would be $1,000. Another thing to know is that points are not always paid in whole increments. Rarely they are. So the reason you would want mortgage points or want to possibly pay mortgage points is that would get you a lower rate. So let's just say, for example, the rate today is 6.5%. That's just an example. But you would rather have a rate of 6.375%. Well, depending on the day, depending on the time of day, it depends on how much that would cost. So one day, let's just say, for example, that would be half of a point. Well, when you're paying less than 1%, that's measured in basis points. So 1% is made up of 100 basis points, kind of like $1 is made up of 100 pennies. So one day, to get a rate that's a little bit lower, it might cost you $500 on that $100,000 mortgage. Another day, that might cost you $1,000. So it could change all over the place. The next question is, are they worth paying? Well, that's not really a one-size-fits-all answer. But during 2023, I advise most clients not to pay them. Why is that? Well, the reason is mortgage rates, as you know, have gone up a lot. They've doubled in the last year, year and a half. Well, that's because inflation has gone way up. The cost of everything has gone way up, and mortgage rates hate inflation. Inflation has started to tame down a little bit. Well, the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates. You've probably seen that on the news. And since they've done that, mortgage rates have started to dip. Well, what the experts are saying and what they feel is that inflation will continue to dip and mortgage rates will go back down. So very simply, it wouldn't make any sense for you to pay to get a slightly lower mortgage rate when a year from now, maybe, rates might be a whole percent lower or maybe more lower. And almost everybody, I would predict, is going to end up refinancing their mortgages. The way to really figure this out is, or the math would be, how much are you saving monthly on that mortgage? So on a $1,000 mortgage, on a 1 point on a $100,000 mortgage that costs $1,000, well, how long is it going to take to recover that $1,000 in lower mortgage payments? Usually it's going to take a long time, 5, 6, 7 years, because since mortgages are stretched over 30 years, it takes a big difference in rate to really lower your monthly mortgage payment. So some of the reasons that it might make sense is if you're not going to live, you're going to live there a very long time, you're on a fixed income, you're comfortable with the payment, and you just don't want to ever have to refinance, and it's okay. Or maybe you're buying investment property and you're not really worried about the upfront money to get the lower rate. You just want to have cash flow. So if you have questions about that, in those special sorts of situations or anything, just reach out to me, put a question in the comments. I'm happy to respond. So I'll do another video where I talk about how mortgage rates are priced and all that stuff, but really, it doesn't really matter. If you have any questions, and if you enjoyed this video and got anything out of it at all, please hit like and subscribe. That would really help me a lot. You can get on my website, mortgagesbyscott.com, if you would like to get in touch with me, apply for a mortgage, or want to read up on more of these things. So thanks for watching.